I think we lost common sense. I think common sense is out the window to a degree. Because if we all use common sense, a lot of the stuff that we would do, or a lot of our policies or the way we ran things would be out the door.
But common sense in of itself is a definition in terms. And what you define as common sense to someone else is completely different.
Just because they don't have common sense doesn't mean...
But that's your judgment of common sense. The problem with today is that people's opinions are immediately weighed in on on social media.
I get that every person doesn't see common sense the same or see things the same. But I think we can all agree that common sense means being like following the laws, just laws, being a good person, treating your neighbor with respect.
Sure.
I think that's pretty common sense shit, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. So that's all I'm saying is that, and so if you don't think, well, because what you're saying is right, but not for what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but that's the thing about, but that's why I think there's so much arguing going on, because we're both right.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm wrong or you're wrong. We're both right. It just doesn't necessarily work for what the other person is talking about.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that's why I don't get, like, you're like, no, common sense. I'm like, look, we can all agree what common sense is. Sure. And yes, there are people that if I say, well, I was raised that blacks are not good. So I get that. Yeah. Like, I get there's outliers. But that's what I'm saying is we need to stop pointing out the outliers and saying, well, because this guy does it, that everyone, or this or that, or just because he's a Republican, he's a racist, or just because he's a Democrat, he's some libtard hippie. Because I hate hippies just as much as I hate fucking racist people. They're both annoying.
Right.
They both need to just shut the fuck up.
Well,
you know?
Here's the problem, though, and here's a deeper issue that's a large swing that is not conducive to us talking on a podcast. But long gone are the days of when people like kept their opinions to themselves and kept who they were voting for to themselves. Didn't talk about money. Didn't talk about politics.
What the fuck?
Didn't talk about religion. They just quietly did what they deemed
Or if you did, it was
necessary.
like during election season. That was it. And then it went straight back to like everyday
normalcy.
shit.
Right. Where it was Catholic guilt that kept everyone's mouth shut. You know what I mean? And like everyone just kind of went about their day.
I'm just surprised how many racists there are. Not that because people are like, oh man, all this new stuff. No, they've been here. It's just now they have a voice. Now they find power behind putting it out there. It's no longer something they need to hide.
Well, it's not even hidden.
I didn't realize America was so racist.
Oh my God, dude, the fabric of this country, like I said, it's built on racism.
Like, I know that. I just didn't know that there was that. Well, here's the thing, because now like people are flying their racist flag as a pride thing and doing it in your face. And yes, you knew they were racist. Don't get me wrong. Like, I knew there was like,
there's tons of racists and they're embedded in this country like ticks.
What are
they
you
have
doing,
been for years. Hold on. I'm slowly getting up. I'm old as fuck. But back in the day, it was like, well, in fucking backwoods Alabama, there was 14 dudes that found out they had like ideas. Now, with the click of a button, you can find 14 million people that have like ideas, and it's making people feel, it's making the dumb feel stronger. Or it's like, hey man, that guy's dumb too. We're dumb together.
Why